Hey guys, I'm Luke. You might know me as DEADWEIGHTDESIGN from my Twitch channel of the same name. Coming up with emote ideas is something that can be quite difficult, especially when you're first starting out, if you first reached affiliate. So today, I'm going to be going through my 8 tips for coming up with emote ideas. This isn't a design stream, probably get into that in another video. Today we're just looking at how you can come up with some ideas to make some unique emotes for your channel. Let's jump straight in with tip number 1, and that is go with the obvious. And when I say the obvious, I'm talking about your raid, your hype, your GG emotes. These are 3 staple emotes most streamers do have on their channel. The reason is they're tried and tested. You know, people enjoy using them. If you're going to go out of any of those 3, especially for your first tier 1 slot, I would suggest either hype or GG, depending on the content that you put out there on your channel. These are both more usable for your viewers throughout your stream than, let's say, a raid emote, which is only really going to get used if A, you get raided, or B, you do raid another channel, which might not be all the time. So I would suggest hype or GG, and go from there, but obviously customize them to your channel and see how you get on. Moving straight into tip number 2. Consider some inside jokes that you might have with your viewers. Now, you've probably been streaming for a little while. You've finally reached affiliate, maybe. Congratulations, by the way, if that's the case. And in that time, no doubt, you've had people who've stopped by your stream on a fairly regular basis. You've probably built up a little community of people who you enjoy hanging out with and who enjoy spending time on your streams. With that, sometimes comes some inside jokes, and you can definitely theme some of your emotes around that, 1 or 2 even. You might be thinking that will alienate new viewers, but think about it this way. Think about those emotes as a conversation starter. They might see the emote and wonder what it is, and it gives you the opportunity to draw them into that inside joke, to tell them what happened in the past on your stream and make them feel even more included right off the bat. Tip number 3 is to consider the theme of your stream. Now, let's say you play horror games, then why not create some ghostly emotes? If you play an FPS, why not faction-based emotes? There are plenty of opportunities to tie in your emotes with your stream theme, and it is a really nice way to bring everything together and tie your online brand together too. This leads us nicely on to tip number 4, and that is there a character you play regularly? Let's say you play World of Warcraft and you want to turn that feisty little gnome into a mascot for your channel. Why not utilize that and turn that gnome into your emotes? Get him hype in. Get him with hands up in the air with a GG. Get him on the raid train. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities and there's plenty of reasons you might want to do this, especially if it's a character you play on a frequent basis. How about using yourself as well? It doesn't have to be an online character. You could turn yourself into an avatar and utilize your little avatar in exactly the same way. On the subject of using yourself as an avatar, tip number 4 is to not be shy at poking fun of yourself. Now, this might seem like a difficult thing to do, especially if you're new to streaming and nervous on camera, and that is understandable. I think everybody is to begin with. But it can actually be a good way to personalize your channel that bit more and once again, draw those viewers into some inside jokes and get them having a laugh with you. Now, this doesn't have to be anything serious. I wouldn't recommend that, but let me give you an example. Recently, you might have noticed that the PogChamp emote has been changing on a frequent basis. Now, I think they have settled on something at the moment, but while that was happening, I was joking with my viewers that I wanted to be in the run for the PogChamp emote. And when I made that joke, I pulled a really stupid face. It was quite embarrassing. But one of my viewers screenshotted that and sent it to me. And even though it was quite an embarrassing moment, what I did was I took that and I turned it into a emote, and now it's my very own BinChamp emote on my channel. Take an embarrassing moment, turn it into content that can be used. Now, let's approach tip number 6, and that is to consider any events you might have been part of on stream. Now, this can be a range of things, from charity streams to marathons that you've streamed. That could be gaming marathons, actual running marathons. This could be a tournament that you've taken part in. Anything that you can use that you've done. You can turn that into an emote, I'm sure of it. Just jot down, make a list of all the events you've taken part in on stream, and consider then little icons that might match well with that event. And from there, you can develop some really nice emotes. And it is another way to introduce new viewers into your stream. If they pop along, it's a conversation starter. Tips number 7 and 8 are almost a 2-in-1 because they both require you to maybe do a little bit of research. And so tip number 7 is go on Pinterest, create some mood boards. Have a look and see what emotes are out there. See what you like, see what you don't like, but jumble them all up into a mood board, because no doubt you can draw inspiration from that. And tip number 8 is to look at some existing streamers and have a look at what emotes they've got. Especially partners will have a plethora of emotes because they've unlocked many slots. Now, just remember, this is not a copying exercise. Instead, I would encourage you to make those mood boards. Draw inspiration from everything that inspires you, everything that you like, but use that as inspiration, jumble it all up, give it a twist, and out pops something that is unique to your channel. Don't be afraid of gaining inspiration from outside sources. A little bonus tip I just want to put out there is, if you only currently have one tier 1 slot, but you have a few emote ideas, hopefully after following these tips, then do look into using something like Better Twitch TV or Frankerface. This is not a sponsored message at all, but I do use Better Twitch TV and I think it's good fun. Bear in mind, your viewers will also need to have the extension installed onto their computer to use your emotes if you've uploaded them to the extension, but it does allow you to have a few more slots than what you would normally have. And again, as long as your viewers have the extension, they can use them on your channel. So definitely look into it if you think it's something you might be interested in. That does conclude my 8 tips for emote idea generation. Like I said, I will definitely be doing a video in the future on the actual design process for emotes, as it is something that I do fairly regularly. But today I just wanted to give you some ideas of how you might come up with those ideas, as it can be difficult, especially, like I said at the start of this video, especially when you are just starting out. But I do hope you find it helpful. And if you do have any questions, do feel free to drop them down in the comments. And again, if you have any tips of your own, please also feel free to drop them in the comments, because I'd love to see them. Also, as mentioned at the start of this video, I do stream on Twitch under the same name, DEADWEIGHTDESIGN. It would be great to see you there if you're ever able to stop by. I stream live design processes, usually of emblems, but sometimes of some stream design as well, like emotes, overlays, etc. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays for a little gameplay stream. So if you want to stop by, it'll be great to see you there, and you're more than welcome. But on that note, guys, I'd like to thank you for stopping by my first ever YouTube video, really. And once again, I hope you found it helpful. But do take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.